Right now, my house is in complete flux. Half my kids are done with school for the summertime. The other half still have another week and a half of drop off and pickup. We're between soccer seasons. My 11-year-old is about to move up to middle school. So that means new Wednesday nights, later bedtimes, a whole new rhythm. Nothing is lined up. And summer is about to hit like a wave. If you're a CEO parent watching this, you know this feeling. You're half in, half out. The schedule that worked in April doesn't work in June. The schedule that's coming in July hasn't been built yet. So you're floating in this in-between world, trying to keep both your business running while the structure that held your week falls apart in slow motion. Most CEO parents think the problem is the schedule. Too many kids home, too little structure, too many activities, too many ages, too many transitions. It's not. The problem is they never decided what they actually want out of the summer. So summer, it just happens to them. They react, they patch, they cobble together pool days and camp drop-offs and emergency babysitters and 9 p.m. work sessions to catch up. And in September, they look back and they feel like they missed it all. The moments and the momentum. Their kids' summer is over and they can't tell you what was in it. Their business has technically stayed afloat, but nothing has actually moved forward. That's what happens when summer happens to you instead of being designed by you. I'm Lauren Apple. I'm an alignment strategist for CEO parents, and I help them stop running someone else's playbook and lead from presence. I'm a mom of 5 and a former pastor turned entrepreneur. And right now, in this exact moment, I am running the same process on myself that I'm about to walk you through, and I walk all of my clients through. Today, I'm going to show you the exact process I run with my clients when seasons shift. I call it the summer audit or the holiday audit or whatever the season is, right? It's 3 steps. We audit what you actually want. We name your anchors and we design the summer around them. Let's go. Step 1, audit what you actually want. Start with your life, not your calendar. This is where most CEO parents skip. They open their calendar in late May, they see all the white space in June and July and immediately start filling it in. Pool memberships, camp registrations, family trips, visiting cousins, vacation Bible school, tutors, 2 weeks at grandma's. Before they've even decided what they want from the summer, they're booking it. They're filling it up. And then they spend the rest of the summer reacting to the booked version of it. Have you been there before? The audit step is what most people miss. You audit the life you want first. The calendar, that's the downstream. So here are the 3 questions I want you to write down. Go grab a pen and paper, pause this if you need to, not in your head, put this on paper or into a note on your phone. Okay, are you ready? Question 1, what do I want to be true about this summer at home? With my partner, with my kids, with my own body and rest and presence. Be specific. More family time is not an answer. I want to do bedtime 4 nights a week and read out loud to my younger kids. That's an answer. I want my teenagers to know I'm available even when they don't ask is an answer. Get specific enough that you'd recognize the version of summer where it's true versus the version where it's not. Question 2, what do I want to be true about my summer or about my business by the end of summer? Not more revenue, right? What would make you feel like the business actually moved? Maybe it's a content engine running with way less of you involved. Maybe it's a new offer launched. Maybe it's that you finally took the 11 things off your plate that don't need to actually be there. Maybe it's that you said no to a season's worth of opportunities so the business is leaner and clearer in September than it was in May. Write it down. Question 3. And this is the one that changes the answer to the first 2, okay? What would make me say in September, I'm so glad I did it that way? Not what would make me proud, but what would make me grateful. Those are different. Pride is about output, what we've actually done. Gratitude is about what was actually present in the season. So write down what would make you feel gratitude at the end of summer. Write all three down. You can't design a summer you haven't defined. Okay, once you know what you want, here is the next move. Step 2, name your anchors for the season. An anchor is a non-negotiable that does not move. It's the thing in your week that holds shape no matter what else is in flux around it. Your kid's soccer schedule changes, your anchor doesn't. A client call slips, your anchor doesn't. A vacation week comes, your anchor adapts in shape, but it doesn't disappear. Let me give you mine for this exact summer 2026. Anchor 1, daily outdoor time with my kids. Not screens, actual movement and sunlight. Some days that's a trail, some days it's the lake, some days it's the front yard for 10 minutes before dinner. The form changes, the fact that it happens doesn't. Anchor 2, a couple of fiercely protected focus blocks every week. I don't run as many as I do during the school year in the summertime, but the ones I run are sacred. Doors closed, phone away, no distractions, the actual deep work that moves my business. Not the busy work, not the emails, not the maintenance. The thinking, the writing, the building, those blocks are an anchor for me even when everything else flexes. Anchor 3, and this one might surprise you. The hours I'm cutting on purpose for me and for my team. We're not running summer at full school year pace. I'm letting my team take more time off. I'm letting myself take more time off. The cutting is the anchor, not the working. Most CEO parents have working hours as their anchor and cutting hours as the exception. I run it the other way around in seasons like this one, summertime. Now here's the part most people that I talk through this with miss. Your anchors are not the same every season. Soccer ends, a baby drops a nap, a kid moves to middle school and now has a 9 p.m. bedtime instead of a 7:30. Your eldest gets a job, your youngest starts kindergarten. Every one of those shifts changes what your anchors should be. If you're running your spring anchors in your summer schedule, you're going to break. Things are going to fall apart. It's going to feel chaotic. Not because your anchors were wrong, because the season changed and they didn't adapt to that new season. So when you do this exercise, do it for the season you are actually about to live in. Not the one that was true 3 months ago, not one that's happening 6 months from today. The season you're walking into. And once you've named those anchors, protect them ruthlessly. They only work if they don't move. The fastest way to undo an anchor is to just this once your way out of it. Once you've named it, it's there. Everything else needs to flex around it. And this is probably the most important part. Don't move it. Step 3, design the summer around the anchors, then run road on everything else. Once your anchors are named, they go in the calendar first, right? Then you start to fill up your calendar. Before the calls, before the launches, before the kids' schedules, before everything, your anchors get blocked. They get color-coded. They get treated like the load-bearing wall of the season because that's what they are. Then, and only then, you start building everything else around them. This is where most CEO parents are inverting their summers, okay? They put the work first, the kids' activities second, and then they try to wedge their anchors into whatever's left over at the end. The things that they don't want to miss this summer, they throw in for the leftovers. Nothing fits because there's nothing left. Run it the other way. Anchors first, everything else flexes. But here's the question I always get next. And you're probably thinking it in your head right now. Lauren, where am I supposed to find the time for these anchors? My business already takes 10 hours a day. How am I going to put more in? And that's where ROAD comes in. What I just said, run the ROAD method. If you haven't heard that, I have a video on it in the past, and I have another one coming up next week. But ROAD is the 4-step method I teach for cleaning up a business you've outgrown. Remove, optimize, automate, and delegate. The order matters. Most people skip the first two and they jump straight to automate everything with AI or hire a VA. That's why they're still drowning 6 months later. Remove first. What in your business doesn't actually need to exist any longer? What's a habit that you've outgrown? What's something you've done from the beginning that no longer serves you? What's a meeting that's there because it was there last year? What's a content stream that nobody reads? Or a client management practice that costs more than it returns for you? Remove it. No replacement, just stop. Optimize second. What's clunky but necessary? What takes you 90 minutes that could take 20 if you redesigned the process? What requires 4 steps that could only require 1? This is the hidden time. It's the time you waste because you've never sat down to question how you're doing the thing. And it's the things we hand off with wasted time. And so we're paying somebody else for that time as well. Thirdly, automate. This is where AI comes in. And I've been building these for myself the last 6 months, okay? Inbox sweeps, content engines, pipeline drafting, calendar automation, content production that doesn't require me to start from a blank page. AI is brilliant at the right level, but it cannot replace the thinking you should have done in steps 1 and 2. If you automate clunky work, you just get clunky work faster. Remove and optimize first. And then lastly is delegate. Once it's stripped down and clean, hand it off, either to a team member you already have or to someone you bring in for the season. But delegate the redesigned version, not the chaotic one. Every hour you claw back from ROAD is an hour that goes into your anchors. Outdoor time with your kids, your focus blocks, the hours you cut on purpose. That is the trade-off. Every clean hour out of the business becomes a present hour into the life. That's how you design a summer instead of surviving one. I'll do the full deep dive on ROAD in next week's video as well, so you guys can dive in more to that. So make sure you subscribe to my channel in order to catch it. But here's the thing I want you to do right now, this week, when you have a free moment. If you want to run your own summer audit, I built the free worksheet that walks you through all 3 steps. The audit questions, the anchor exercise, the ROAD method applied to your business. You can get the link for that in the description below. It takes about 15 minutes to sit with it. Find the link below, download it, set aside some time so you can focus on it. And if you want to go deeper, and if you run the audit and you realize that your business was built for the summer you actually want, or isn't built for that summer, or the life you actually want, that's the work I do inside the Profit and Presence OS. It's my one-on-one strategist engagement. This is where I work with clients to not just talk about redesign, to not just talk about the idea of presence and profit, but we design and install the operating system around the life you actually have. You can find the link to apply for that below in the video description as well. And if you want this whole methodology taught live, my latest activation session was called AI Beyond the Basics Inside the Operating System that closes my laptop, and it's available at the replay at the very same link below in the description. Every 6 weeks, I run another free activation session for CEO parents. Join the waitlist to be the first to hear about our next one. They are all going to be powerful times for you to activate, take action, to implement more presence into your life. Here's where I'll leave you. I'm cutting my hours this summer on purpose. By the time September comes, I will have been on the trail. I will have been at the lake. I'll have been present with my kids in the slow stretch of the season that I don't get back. And I won't be regretting the last 3 months that I told them just a minute. and my business will still have moved. New content engine, new cohort, new clients. The work I want to ship will have shipped. Not luck, design. That's what the summer audit is for. That's what my work is all about. You can do it too. The worksheet again is in the description below. Run it this week. There's still time to build the summer you actually want. I'll see you next week.